Hi fellow makeup fiends. So today I'm going to do a review of the new Urban Decay Smoked palette, and this is what it looks like. It comes in a canvas sort of very matte sort of case, and embossed on there in very shiny writing is the word smoked, and underneath it says Urban Decay. Now it's another one of their zip palettes, just like the Midnight Emergency Kit. I quite like the packaging. I think that it's good that it's wipeable. That's certainly a good idea. And the zip, I don't know where I'm at with the zip really. I quite like the standard cardboard or the sustainable palette that is wood that kind of slides open. But it's interesting. I like that they do kind of like sort of change things up quite a bit. So this was £35 in Debenhams. And I actually went to Debenhams to get a perversion pencil, because this is mine. It's quite small now. I use it so much, I've actually got it on today. Absolutely love this. But if you are looking for a dupe of this pencil at a really good price, then I would definitely check out the Avon Super Shock Gel Liner in black, because it is as pigmented as this is, and it's amazing. I've also got that liner as well, and if you'd like I will do a comparison video. Let me know in the box below, the comments box, if you want me to do that. But yeah, I went to get another one of these. And I had around £11, so around 13, but I had a couple of pounds on my card, and I thought, right, I'm going to go and get that because we were going to get uniform for Tony. And my mum and dad take us every year and they buy all of Tony's uniform, which is a massive help, and I'm really grateful to them for that. And they've always done it since she started school. They always buy her uniform every year. It's just something that they like to do. And it's a huge help to me because it's not cheap. So we went to get that. And I didn't know, but my mum and dad had decided they were also going to treat me. So they bought me a bra, which I'm not going to show you here, but it's beautiful. It's very vintage looking. It's from Debenhams. I can't remember the brand. I don't even know where I've got it. Oh, it's here. I can't remember there. But it was one of the quite fancy sort of brands, but I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't really read what that is. But anyway, it's really beautiful. It's cream and lilac, and it's got like vintage ladies all over it. It's really gorgeous. So my mum bought me that. I don't know how much that was. And then she gave me £25 as a treat, which was, I was like, oh wow, thank you so much. Just buy yourself something that you want, just treat yourself to anything. So I didn't realise that the Smoke palette was out, but I had my money to go and get my liner, so I went down to the makeup section to pick up my liner and noticed that they had this out. And the reason that I got this is because it came with a full-size perversion liner, because I did have my eye on this, but I want to see the colours in person, because they didn't look so attractive online. But I actually looked at the palette and thought, wow, I really love the colours in this palette. They're really, really pretty, and I'm quite into dark, seductive, smoky eyes at the moment, so I thought this is really cool. And what I really liked about it was that you got a full-size perversion eyeliner with it. So I was going to get one of these anyway, and then this was 35, and I had 25 of my mum and dad and 11 of my own. So I had enough to get this. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to use the couple of points on my card. And yeah, I was really chuffed with it. I ended up getting it for, I think it was 32. Because I had about £3 on my card. But it means that I did get my full-size perversion liner, and I got an amazing palette. So you get the full-size liner with it, and it comes in this box. I really like the packaging. I like that it's not plastic this time. I like that it's a box. I'm going to just shut that at the end. So that's what it looks like. So it's matte with shiny writing on it. And then on the back it's got the colours, and they're shiny as well. I quite like the way that they do their packaging. It's very nice. And yeah, and it's got like the contents of what's in there. So you do get your full-size perversion liner, as I said, and you do get your little mini primer portion, which is this standard one, which is the one I like. I love this. So I've already got another couple of these from other palettes that I'm actually working my way through, so I'll stick that in the drawer and get to that. But now that it's a squeezy one, so you can actually get every last bit of product out, which is really good. I'm glad they've changed the packaging on these. So you get that in there, and then also in the packaging you get this amazing little booklet. I love this. It's got some information in the front about smoky eyes, and it's just like the makeup artist talking about how she came across smoky eyes and just explaining things really. Then it talks about how to prep your face ready to do the smoky eye look, and then it goes through 12 different looks. So there's iconic, iconic with colour, so you've got smoky eyes. Smoky eye doesn't just have to be black. There's smouldering, matte, Rockstar, Sculpted, Enigma. Enigma's quite pretty. It's got, I like the plummy colour in the green. And it's got Cat Eye, which I absolutely love. And this one, which I can't wait to try, which is Vixen. Amazing. I think that's gorgeous. And so you get the big picture, which is really cool to have a look at, so you can see what you're kind of aiming for. And then it breaks it down step by step into every tiny little step of every single colour. So it's very, very easy to follow. And there's 12 different looks in this book. Varying different ones. I mean, they're all smoky, so this is for people who like to do dramatic eyes, really. The looks are, but the palette not so much. You could do what you want with the palette, really, but the looks in the book are pretty dramatic, apart from, I would say, Red Carpet, which I think is kind of less dramatic than most of the other looks in the book. And then in the back of the book it talks about the different techniques that you might use and the different sort of brushes that you would need to get these looks. It's a lovely book, and I've actually used it to have a little bit of a practice already. So yeah, it's cool. So you get that, and then you of course get your palette. Now in here are 10 colours, and these are really good sizes, really quite large shadows here. And what you get is you get like a coloured set and then a standard sort of smoky eye set underneath. So you're looking at your more neutral colours at the bottom and then your more colourful colours at the top. Now in my little teaser trailer sort of video you would have seen these swatched on a piece of paper, just to kind of give you an idea of what these colours look like. So I won't swatch them now, but I will chat a little bit about them. So you've got Kinky, which is an ivory creamy colour. And this is nice. These are all very pigmented shadows. They come up really well and they're very easy to work with. You do get some fallout with some of them, which is quite natural with powder shadows anyway. But there are ways of getting around that, like putting extra powder under the eye, or just starting with the eye first and then going on to the whole face. It kind of depends on how you prefer to do it. But if you do put the primer portion on first, I do find that it stops a lot of the fallout because the powder sticks to the primer portion. I think the best thing that I have found, primer portion wise or primer wise for my eyes, is the number 7 eye primer, because that goes on quite creamy, and the shadow tends to stick to that quicker, because I find with the Urban Decay one, because it's quite liquidy, it just spreads onto the eye and soaks in quite well, whereas the number 7 is sort of more of a thicker cream, and I feel like it stands on the skin a bit better, and then I find just shadows just tend to stick to it better, for me that is. I mean, I still love the Urban Decay primer portion, I still use it, but I think when I'm using something that's a bit more dramatic, I tend to reach for the number 7 eye primer first. Anyway, Mushroom, which is a taupey sort of colour, it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. Mushroom is a really beautiful colour, I really love it. The next one is Backdoor, which is a very dark chocolatey colour brown. It's very deep, that colour. And then Blackout, which is the most amazing black eyeshadow I've ever come across. If you're looking for a high street shadow with as much pigmentation and depth as Blackout, L'Oreal Infallible Shadows, and the black one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the black one in that range, but it has got a little bit of sparkle in it, that's the only thing. But I found that that is very pigmented and is as pigmented as this shadow. Max Carbon is nice, but nowhere near as pigmented as this, I don't think. Blackout is probably the best black I've ever come across. The next one on the palette is Barlust, which is this sort of chestnutty brown with some shimmer to it. Then you've got Rockstar. A lot of people tend to say this is a purple, and it looks purple here, but I just find once you start using Rockstar, it comes off as a little bit more plummy on the skin than it does purple, and I think that's because it's not like a bright purple, it's more of a darker colour. So for me, I'd say that's more of a purple plum. Evidence, which is a beautiful blue. I love Evidence. Sorry, I was going to show you that, but I don't know about the lighting in here whether it would be worth it. The least exciting shadow in this palette is Loaded. It looks very pretty, it's a lovely forest green colour, but it's actually more of a black green than anything else, and it takes very harsh or bright light on it for you to be able to see that green cast to it. So it comes off as more of a black green, so you don't see a lot of that green, which is a bit of a shame really, because in the palette it looks quite pretty. And then the last one is called Asphalt, and asphalt of course is sort of the American word for like what the surfacing they put on roads, I believe, or paths. So that is just like sort of a dark grey. and that's nice. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it too. I can't wait to play around with these colours and maybe do some looks with them. It's a really nice palette. Inside it's got quite a large mirror in the lid, and it's kind of a cardboard sort of background which is just black and grey. It's very nicely put together. I really like it, and I can't wait to... I've actually used it, as you can see there, and I can't wait to use it some more because, as I say, the Naked palette is great for doing that natural eye. It's very good just to reach for that if you're in a hurry or if you're going to work, but if you want something a bit more dramatic, then I think this is the palette for you because the colours are so pigmented you're going to get a really dramatic look from it. If you're not after doing something dramatic but you do like a little bit of a dark shadow but just not across the whole of the eye, then this is the palette for you again, because if you like your dark colours on the eyelid, these are really nice colours. They're really pigmented and there's some lovely colours to work in with. And I don't think I mentioned, actually, I think I skipped it, but Freestyle. Freestyle is a medium to fair skin tone sort of colour. Yeah, so kind of my skin tone. So when I put it on me, I didn't really see it over much because it quite matched well with my skin tone. So I'd say that is a fair to medium skin tone sort of colour. So it's a fair skin colour. Yeah, because it's not a beige, it's not a cream, it's not a peach, it's skin tone, if that kind of makes sense. It's kind of a mix of all those colours together. So that's it for my review, or first thoughts on this anyway. Like I said, I have used it. I did play around with it on Saturday, and I did enjoy giving it a go. I'm definitely going to love using this palette, and that's my first thoughts. So I'll let you know as I start to use it, and yeah, I'll create some eye looks and hopefully be wearing some of those in upcoming videos. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!